to May. And in sports, the government will ensure foreign football players in the next season do not exceed 5 in a club. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. First, the national news. The government of Tanzania, through the Ministry of Finance, has signed a facility agreement $1.46 billion term loan financing to fund construction of the standard gauge railway project from Dar es Salaam to Makutupora in Dodoma region. Speaking at the event in Dar es Salaam, the Minister of Finance and Planning, Dr. Philip Mpango, said the project financing will further increase direct employment in Tanzania and enable local communities thrive and gain access to social services such as food and housing. On his part, the CEO of Standard Charter Tanzania, Sanjay Rugani, said the deal signified investor confidence in the market and demonstrated Standard Chartered's commitment to Tanzania. The signing ceremony was also attended by the Ambassador of Denmark to Tanzania and the Ambassador of Sweden to Tanzania.
To thank the Standard Chartered Bank, the mandated lead arranger and book runners for mobilizing resources from the governments of Sweden and Norway and for participating in the arrangement with a view to make the historic project a reality. Allow me also to recognize the contribution made by regional development financial institutions, namely the African Export-Import Bank, Trade and Development Bank of Eastern and Southern Africa, TDB, and the Development of Southern Africa, DBSA, in the journey we are concluding today. I want to assure you that to us in government, you will always remain in the hearts of Tanzanians. Because of this transformative project, not just for Tanzania, but also for the entire Great Lakes region.
Of passengers and cargo, including improvement of the domestic supply network. We, the government of Denmark and the Danish Export Credit Agency, see today's signing ceremony and the months and months of hard work preceding it a strong testament to the fact that we are very well placed to help shape that important journey into the future. We sincerely hope you share that sentiment.
So, of course, we admire the plans for deeper integration of East Africa, where railways could be a critical advantage, not least for Tanzania, with her unique geographical position. The integration and access to larger markets spurs industrialization, productivity, and creates access to value chains. Openness is key to mobility.
Tanzania Meteorological Agency TMA has issued the weather forecast starting from the second week of March by warning Tanzanians and various institutions to take precautionary measures against the rains. The Director General of TMA, Dr. Agnes Kijazi, said during the period there will be both above and average rainfall.
We've seen an increase in temperature before the start of the rain season. Although it has not started, we are experiencing rainfall outside the season. So more often than not, we get high temperature when there is no rain, but once it starts to rain, then there is a drop in temperature. However, climate change has led to an increase in temperature in Africa. We are not going anywhere. We are used to this. I ask the government to help us. Floods occur because we are on the water course, but we somehow manage and find a place to spend a night.
Vice President Samia Suluhu Hassan has called on residents of Dar es Salaam region who have reached the constitutional age of voting to turn up in upgrading of voters registrar exercise, which commences tomorrow. Vice President Samia Suluhu Hassan made the calling during celebrations to mark 43 years of Chama cha Mapinduzi CCM, which were attended by various government and party leaders.
Wakasema wao wanatumia madaraka walionayo huko.
Despite of the powers you hold, the regional party committee can still come and supervise you on anyone who has been fired or suspended to see whether justice was served. We are going to be strict about this. If you either suspend or dismiss members now, remember that they have relatives and friends too who will support him. This is what had cost us in the previous election. They became unhappy and moved to the opposition. There is 100 million for loan fund where members can take out loans, and we will begin to access loans once the system is ready.
Businessman James Rugemalira has presented in court an application in Kisutu Resident Magistrate Court to remove the economic sabotage case if the Prevention for Combating of Corruption Bureau (PCCB) will not clarify on a request he had presented in court on January 30th this year. Rugemalira has said that he had expected the Republic to have brought clarification on allegations of tax evasion against Standard Chartered Bank, but that has not been done, so they cannot continue to put him in prison if investigation on the case has not been completed. He told the court that on February 11th this year, he had given notice to directors of various institutions such as DPP, PCCB, DCI, TRA, Commissioner of Prisons, Governor of Bank of Tanzania, and the Registrar of the High Court, and a letter to the Governor of BOT to show who got the escrow funds. Rugemalira requested to see the prosecution on claims that they have not been receiving documents presented in court. The case was adjourned until February 27th when it comes up for mention. Benjamin Mkapa Hospital in Dodoma has been handed over a trauma unit built at a cost of 2.2 billion shillings by Israel Development Organization, Mashav, which will have the capacity to attend to 3,000 patients. We can see how valuable this assistance is to us. It means we would have lost 70% of Tanzanians who are here if we did not have this facility.
Health is one of the main fields in which
Health is one of the areas in which we are working with Tanzania. This is an extensive project that we've carried out in this hospital. We are doing another great project in Dar es Salaam. The former Minister of Industry and Trade in the third phase government, Idi Mohammed Simba, has died at Jakaya Kikwete Cardiac Institute in Dar es Salaam. A daughter of the late Idi Simba, Sauda Simba, said he will be laid to rest tomorrow at Munyimku Cemetery in Magomeni after the Friday prayers at Manyema Mosque. During his time, Idi Simba held various posts, including Chair of the Board of Directors of UDA, Chair of the Elders Council in Dar es Salaam, Chair of the Board of Directors of the East Africa Development Bank, Board Chair of Pride Tanzania, and Member of Parliament of Ilala. May God rest his soul in peace. Amen. And the Sauti za Busara Festival has started in Zanzibar with more than 50 music groups from around the world taking part. The chair of the festival, Simai Mohammed Said, said this year they will give a special award to renowned artists.
Sio muziki tu au lakini pia tukasema linachangia.
This is not just about music. It contributes towards the national income. Also, there is promotion of tourism. It unites us. it is international. This is extremely important, and the benefits we spoke about. The media has a role to play through the work you do.
ndani ya Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania.
And that is the end of national news. International news follows shortly. And in international news, new cases of infection with a new coronavirus known as COVID-19, which emerged in the Chinese city of Wuhan, are being reported daily around the world. In mainland China, more than 1,300 people have died, while nearly 60,000 infections have been confirmed. Hundreds of cases have been confirmed elsewhere, with the virus being reported in about 25 countries in the Asia-Pacific region, as well as Europe, North America, and the Middle East. Now, the government of Kenya has deported 4 Chinese nationals after beating one of their employees in an incident that was captured on camera. The Minister of Internal Affairs, Fred Matiang'i, signed the deportation documents after the 4 Chinese caned an employee of a restaurant identified as Simon Osaka, who they claimed reported late to work. These people are very harsh. Many Kenyans are suffering due to lack of employment. That is why people had to tolerate such kind of humiliations, because once you are late to work, you must be canned. Then you can continue with your job. I have been canned before, more than one time, but this time they did the act openly. And the government of Rwanda said that it will start to give penalties to anyone found selling plastic products which are non-recyclable. The warning was given by the Minister of Environment, Dr. Jean Diak, who said the move aims to step up efforts on environment conservation. Punishments were supposed to have been given to traders since 2nd of February. That is why we have begun giving awareness to the public. There are so many plastics in our markets. We must all know that they are not allowed in Rwandan markets.
Unakuta watu wengine wanazitumia hata kuwasha jiko.
Some people use the plastics to fire up charcoal. Something that people do not know is that the smoke that comes out is very hazardous to human health once inhaled. And that is the end of international news. Business news follows next.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production, infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news tonight. The District Commissioner of Bariadi in Shinyanga, Festo Kiswaga, has said measures taken by mobile phone company Tigo to open a shop in the district will contribute to economic development and employment creation.
We're grateful for this big shop. This means that you have indeed increased employment opportunities in Bariadi district. Many services will be available here. Thus, we are calling on our clients in Bariadi district and nearby wards to visit this shop. To us, it is a historical achievement. It was difficult to have access to several services, including completing transactions easily, technical challenges. We were used to walk long distances to seek for services.
The Research and Poverty Alleviation Institute report has said there is need for development activities, particularly in investment, to be implemented by adhering to research done by local researchers, as they have direct impact on the relevant sectors.
Matokeo ya tafiti zinazotokana na watafiti wa ndani kwa sababu wapo.
We urge people to use reports done by domestic researchers because we have so many of them. All they require is to be given more trainings and motivation, especially when their research are used in different development activities, since these research are conducted in Tanzanian context.
Hizi zinaangalia pamoja kwamba zinatumia tuseme nadharia.
Mobile phone company Vodacom Tanzania PLC has launched a new bundle called Jimwage na Data, which also provide an improved menu.
We are aware of Tanzanians' demands on issues of internet, since many are used for private and